If you're over 40 and you want to start creating, you are probably carrying this question. Is it too late for me? Not can I learn the skills, but am I allowed to do this at my age? That's what this video is all about. I'm going to explain how a creative life actually begins at 40. Not just how it feels to start, but how it literally begins. And to explain it, I'm going to use the quintessential underdog 80s movie, The Karate Kid. I'm Robbie, I'm a 52-year-old full-time creator, and I took karate for like 3 years, so I feel qualified to talk about this. Take off your shoes and settle in. The early stages of a creative life over 40 aren't about money, glamorous looking shots, or huge brand deals. It's a lot of repetitive work. Writing, filming, editing, writing, filming, editing, and you'll do it again and again. So why does starting feel like you're just doing chores instead of building something real? Remember Karate Kid? Daniel shows up thinking he's going to be learning some badass karate moves. But Mr. Miyagi has him waxing cars and painting fences. And Daniel doesn't get this. He's signed up to learn karate, not handle Mr. Miyagi's household chores. That's what starting after 40 feels like. You want the confidence, the clarity, the cool creator moves immediately. But what you get first is awkward practice that doesn't feel like much. Hit record, hit stop, boring reps that don't really feel like anything. But here's the thing, you're not afraid of the practice. You're afraid of what it means to start at this age. You spent decades being the responsible one who always did what was best for your family. You were the breadwinner, the provider. And now you're supposed to, what, make videos? Film things? At 52? It feels irresponsible. So here's a deep question I want you to consider. Are you actually afraid of creating, or are you afraid of what it means to call yourself a creator at your age? You're not picking up a random hobby, you're doing an identity shift, and that is hard. And when you look at other creators, you feel like you're showing up late and that all the other creators out there know exactly what is going on. You're not behind on skill, you're behind on identity, and that is the real barrier. If this is hitting home, then I've got a free guide, the Creative Second Act Kickstarter, that walks you through getting started as an older creator. The link to that is in the description below. This identity shift isn't something that you're facing alone. Every single creator out there that you see has faced this exact same decision. Your ability to learn an editing program has nothing to do with it. For me, this identity shift came when I was 48, unemployed, driving Uber to pay the bills, and I found out about UGC, user-generated content. I had over 10 years of video skills, but they were nothing until I was able to give myself permission to call myself a content creator. Think of Daniel, who spent forever being frustrated by Mr. Miyagi's lessons because he felt they were pointless. It wasn't until he finally believed that he was learning karate that everything clicked. The skills were there, he just had to see himself differently. So that's what needs to change first, not your skills, but your permission. So when you're starting, what actually has to change? Do you need confidence or skills first? Many people think that confidence is the key to being a creator. Looking at all these confident and energetic creators, you would think that being confident on camera is the key to being a successful creator. That is simply not true. When I started UGC, I was terrified of being on camera. I'd always been a behind-the-scenes guy, directing, writing. Those were my talents. Doing UGC is 1000% about being on camera. You don't need confidence to start, you need permission. Not from anybody else out there, from yourself. A creative life doesn't begin when you're ready. It begins when you're willing to do the wax on and wax off part without anybody seeing you. Instead of waiting, I did the wax on, wax off part of filming myself talking to the camera. It was messy, and I permitted myself to be messy. That is what you need. So how does a creative life after 40 actually begin? Are you waiting for some awakening or some big cinematic aha moment? It is not that glamorous, but there are 3 things. First, permission. You decide that you are allowed to start. Not when you feel ready, you just decide that you're doing this. And you are giving yourself permission. This is your decision and yours alone. Second, 1 private rep. You film something just for you. You don't post it. You just prove to yourself that you can do it. Third, you repeat. Not for an audience, not for validation, just to build the muscle of creating. That's it. That's how it begins. Permission, practice, repetition. You don't start with a launch or a big announcement like, hey guys, I'm now a creator. Like, don't do that. Especially not in that voice. It starts quietly, privately with you giving yourself permission to be a creator. And starting after 40 is not a disadvantage. You bring real life skills to being a creator. You have experience managing people, deadlines, projects, kids, keeping things on track. For UGC, you can talk about things that younger creators can't, like life insurance, ED, hemorrhoids. You don't actually need to have had hemorrhoids to do a hemorrhoids ad. Just putting that out there. Most people don't start late. They start when they stop asking themselves if they're allowed to be creators. But you still might be thinking, but what if I'm too old? What if people judge me? Or what if nobody notices me? It can feel very scary to start thinking about becoming a creator. And you've probably spent time Googling or ChatGPTing all of your fears and concerns about becoming a creator. And that is very normal to do. I'm just gonna name what I think your fears are, because they're likely the same ones that I had, along with the same ones that anybody who started over as a creator at a later age has. You're too old to start. Your ideas don't matter anymore. Being a creator is only for young people. What will my friends think? What will my family think? What will my spouse or dog think? Your dog will still love you. Your cats will still think you're beneath them. They're cats. But then there's the opposite of that. You might be scared that nobody will judge you because nobody will notice you. That's hard, and I think that's more common than a lot of people admit. All of those fears are real, and also they're proof that you're taking this seriously. But here's what they're not proof of: that you shouldn't start. Those fears show up because you're in the wax on, wax off stage. It's supposed to feel unglamorous and uncomfortable. You're gonna forget your lines when you talk to a camera. You're going to make mistakes while editing. You're gonna set up this great cinematic shot and realize that you forgot to hit record. Daniel didn't feel like a karate champion when he was painting Mr. Miyagi's fence, but the reps were building something that he just couldn't see yet. It doesn't matter if you're 24 or 40, your first steps as a creator are difficult. So is your age actually holding you back, or is it something else? Your age isn't a barrier, it's your source material. And this is what I mean by that. The most important things about being a creator have nothing to do with camera settings. At your age, you're able to manage your time, collaborate with people, and say no to projects. It doesn't matter how good you are as a creator. If you're a pain in the butt to work with and you cannot hit deadlines, your creative skills simply don't matter. How many times do you need to tell your kids to mow the lawn or wash the freaking dishes? Please. Kids may be more tech savvy, but the discipline to get things done, not their strong suit. Your wax on, wax off stage is about doing the creative work without validation. You're building the foundation. Okay, but how do you actually start? This week, your job is one rep. Wax on, wax off. That's it. Record one 15-second clip, just for you. Don't post it. Make a folder on your desktop that says proof I started and put that clip in there. There's no pressure to share it. This isn't content yet. This is you beginning. Even though nobody's going to see it, it still counts. Mr. Miyagi wasn't training Daniel to impress people at a tournament. He was training him to have a foundation and to believe in himself. Your first reps as a creator aren't for the world. They're for you. To prove you can do it and to show yourself that you're allowed. If you want more help with those steps, I still have that free Kickstarter guide available for you. The link is in the description. You're not late. You're beginning in a way that fits your life now. A creative life over 40 isn't a dramatic reinvention. It is small, quiet steps. If today is just wax on, wax off, it still counts. If you want support from a real human being while you're going through this, I do offer one-on-one coaching. Link is in the description below. There's no car polishing involved. I get a Prius, so like, why bother? And when your time comes to step into the creative ring, you will be prepared when life tries to sweep the leg. This is your creative second act. It can start quietly. It still counts. Thanks for watching. Mahalo.